To add a scatter plot in R, we can use the Add Scatterplot button in the top panel. This will create an empty scatter plot for us, and we can start to configure it with the Properties panel. The point dimension is just going to control what data is used for each individual point. So in this iris data set, we'll use the individual kind of observation ID. And by default, the X measure and Y measure are both going to be just like count of 1, so they're not going to be very interesting. But what we could do is maybe we'll break this out by average petal width on one axis. And then we'll do maybe average petal length on the other axis. And now I get a nice scatter plot like this. And I could grid these further. So if I want to look at these by like, let's maybe do a column by species, then I get this nice breakout of these 3 scatter plots. The other features here, of course, like formatting the axes differently, like we have in the other charts. One thing I'll call it here, which you can do in the other charts as well, is you can also highlight individual areas of the chart to see kind of, help yourself kind of brush and find matching data across these plots. So I could, for example, select this sort of middle range here, and we can see, which points within each species matches that. Besides just brushing it, which is nice for sort of my own reference point as I'm analyzing across these various grids, we may want to also select those values. Like maybe I want to select the ones that are in that middle range. So instead of just brushing like this normally by clicking and dragging across the axis, if I hold the shift key while I click and drag across the axis and then let go of my drag here, it's actually going to apply that as a selection. So it went and selected the 47 different observations that met those criteria from my brushing. So this is a nice little trick to do some sort of measure-based selections, and that works across all the charts, including the bar chart and line chart.